Hi everybody, so today we're just going to be messing around again with a little bit more HTML. We're going to be looking at the div tag, and we're going to have a go at creating a little bit of content for the background of our web page and maybe our div tag too. So I'm going to be using Adobe Illustrator. You can of course use what you want, it's up to you. Before we start, I've already created within my web design folder a new folder called Project 4. And I've just got my HTML file waiting to be used, and here it is. This is my Project 4 HTML file. So I'm just going to build up a little bit of this before we start. I'm going to put in my HTML tags, and I'm going to have some body, of course, in my web page, and above the body I'm going to have a head, and in the head I'm definitely going to have a title, and the title is going to be the funky one, just because I like it. And also in the head I'm just going to set up some style tags, because later we're going to be styling some stuff. So can anybody remember what that is all about? Style, was it type equals something? What was that something? Text / CSS. Oh yeah, I remember that. And we'll close the style tag. So when you get used to this, this will become kind of easy, just setting up the skeleton of your HTML file with a body, a head, possibly a title, and you might be messing with styles as well. So the first thing we're going to do inside the body is maybe stick a little bit of content just to get things started. So welcome. Now let's just put the title of the page, the funky one. .com. This is ultimately going to be my domain name, /h1. And if we just save that and launch it in Chrome, see if everything's working. Is everything working? Nothing's working at the moment. Come on, Chrome. There we go. Okay, the funky one. Good. Nope, we don't want to go there yet. Let's come back to Notepad++, and let's just style my H1. I just want to give H1 a bit of style. Can you remember how to do that? Just the name of the tag with some curly brackets, otherwise known as parentheses, and I'm just going to say color is going to be red, and I always like to do stuff on a new line, and text align is going to be center. And while we're at it, why don't we do a font family? You can choose your own. I just love Tahoma. I don't know why. Okay, so there's a little bit of H1 styling going on there, and we could just save it and just check everything's working out. Yes, it is. Okay, so don't be afraid to constantly run your program as you're developing it and see if it's working out as you want. Now what I want to do this morning is just make a little image in Illustrator. Just going to do a little print document, and it's going to be pretty small because I want it to be a little repeating image. Let's say 300 pixels. Is that going to be too big? Let's say 200 by 200 pixels. We're working in pixels. That's what I like to work in. Okay, and so we're going to have a little square. Ooh, that looks very big. It's not really going to be that big, because when we go to view actual size, that's really 200 pixels by 200 pixels. So what I'm going to do with that is mess around with the pen brush tool. Oh, nope, Control Z. Nope, Control Z. Ah, yes, that's better. And a little bit of this with a little bit of this. Ah, yes. And a little bit of this with a little bit of this. Ah, yes. And a little bit of this. But not like that. More like that. Okay, I kind of like it. I don't like the white. Do I like the white background? Let's just mess with that as well. put a big rectangle on there and send that to the back. Change the color of it. Something like that. Well, let's see what that looks like. We're just playing. We're just playing. That's all we're doing. So let's save this for web as a JPEG file. Save. I need to find my project folder. It's around here somewhere. Project 4. There we go. It's going to be a JPEG, and I'm just going to call it image 1. Call it what you want. And so, in the body of my... Actually, I'm going to do this as a body style. I think that's the best way to do it. Let's style the body of our web page. And what I'm going to say is background image URL. Now, I only remember this because I always start again when I'm making a new project, and slowly I just start to remember all this stuff. Is it worth remembering? I don't know. Let's have a look and see what that looks like. Oh yes, look at that. Oh, oh, the funky one. I like it. But actually, I don't want all that repeating on the X and Y axis. I want to do a background repeat in the body, but only repeating on the Y axis. So repeat Y, I think that's what it is. And let's just save that and run. And there you go. That's how to mess around with a background in your web page. Okay, so you might want to have a play with that in today's lesson. Just finally, I'm just going to review something that we were messing with yesterday, which would be the div tag. And let's say the div tag is text align center. American spelling of center. And I'm just going to surround some of my stuff with a div tag. Div slash div. So, whoops, slash div. Well, actually, H1 is already center aligned, so aligning text isn't really a problem. It's when we're trying to align images that using a div tag is really useful. And to explain what I mean, I'm just going to go back to Illustrator, if I can find Illustrator. Just move this stuff off the artboard, and I'm just going to make another little image, just very quickly. Stick it around about there, and save that for web. Save in my project 4 folder, star 1, because later I might make another star. And let's put that into the body of my web page using the image tag. The source is equal to something, and actually that something is star1.jpg. So when we run this, launch in Safari, don't do that, launch in Chrome, that's what we get. My star is there and everything looks a little bit weird. I really want that to be center aligned. So all I have to do is take that line of code, stick it into my div tag, into the div area, which I've said is all center aligned. The div is all center aligned. So let's save that and run it. And there you go. It's just a little bit easier to control the layout of your web page by using the div tag. And that's all. Thanks for watching.